Well, the sky's already lighting up and it's not even sunrise. I'm Gulf Coast meteorologist Jason Dunning. Look at the lightning, and this has been the view of the morning from Fort Myers Beach.
Meteorologist Jason Dunning. Okay, so Jason, can we expect just another beautiful morning here with us, or are we getting more rain today in that pattern?
More rain, yes. Beautiful morning. We've got that too. So kind of a little bit of everything today. Classic rainy season setup. I just wanted to highlight one neighborhood there, Cape Coral, over the last 24 hours, close to 4 inches of rain. This is an area that meteorologists refer to as Flash Flood Alley, just because of the way, the lay of the land. So
the whole country. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, if you get a torrential downpour like this, it trains, as we say, basically stays over the same area, dumps just a tremendous amount of rain. It only has one place to go. There's quite a gap there. This is pretty unusual coming out of the rainy season. So how much of a rainfall deficit are we dealing with? And you can see why there's a problem with the water shortage. That's about a 17-inch rainfall deficit. So now we're in the dry season, though. This is the problem. There's not a lot of opportunities to get more rain. You may have noticed over the last couple days, this whole region that the National Hurricane Center is highlighting has shifted more to the northeast. So I think there's a better chance, if we do see tropical development, for that to happen over the western Atlantic. Doesn't change for us the main impacts. So that will be more tropical moisture and higher rain chances for southwest Florida. And most of us probably assume that the storm will go right down the middle of the cone. But that's usually not the way that it works. The storm, or soccer ball, can go to the right or to the left. And then 1 out of 3 times, hurricanes can go outside the forecast cone. But a hurricane is much larger than just a single point on the map. So instead of using the soccer ball, I've recruited some help from South Cape Community Center. And so what we're going to do to help you visualize a hurricane as it moves down the forecast cone, let's pull up this parachute. There we go. That looks more like the size of a hurricane. All right, so what I want you to do is watch it as we move down the forecast cone. Notice how the edges of the storm extend beyond the forecast cone. Just goes to show you, you don't have to be in the cone to see major impacts. Once they're strapped in and take off, this is when the real work begins. Hurricane hunters can spend as much as 8 hours in the air as they head toward the core, the eye of the storm, collecting life-saving information. Check this out. If you're wondering about the iguanas, once temperatures get to around 50, they start slowing down. But then, once temps start to get to around 45, that's when they could potentially fall out of a tree. At least temporarily, they become immobilized.
I saw Kansas City yesterday. You couldn't see anything out there, covered in snow.
It's whiteout conditions. And now from the Midwest to parts of New England today, it's going to be a wintry mess. Interestingly, the same system that is producing all of that wintry mischief will drag a cold front down into the Gulf Coast later today.
Okay.
But I can promise
all connected.
No snow.
Not that
We don't have to deal with that, but we will see a dip in temperatures behind that front. It'll be more noticeable Thursday morning as temperatures drop off into the 50s. Not the strongest cold front that we've seen so far this season, but definitely a little chill back in the air later this week. And as we look at your weather headlines today, bring the umbrella just to be on the safe side. A lot of areas will stay dry, but there will be some showers marching through with this front that will push into the Gulf Coast and then out of the area by tomorrow morning. So more of an overnight event with that cold front, and then cooler, less humid weather on the way for Wednesday into Thursday. It'll be a very short cold snap, as we like to call it. And as we look at the Gulf Coast Live radar right now, things are looking quiet, but if you look just to the west of us, ahead of this cold front, which is now pushing across the Gulf, there's a few showers that we're tracking pretty far offshore. I think a lot of these will end up kind of falling apart, but it's possible as we get through about 8 to 9 o'clock this morning, closer to 10 a.m. for a few showers near the coast, and we'll see a few showers marching through by the afternoon, closer to 1, 2, 3 o'clock, and even a few left over this evening until that cold front clears the area. Let's take a closer look across Lee County. So starting off the morning pretty quiet, there's the chance for a couple of isolated showers again here by midday, 1:30, 2 o'clock. They'll be moving quickly, though, from west to east. So we're not going to see a whole lot of widespread rain, no thunderstorms expected today, and we're not going to see a whole lot in the rain gauge. So we could really use it, obviously, with our rainfall deficit in place, but this is not going to be a big rainmaker for us. As we look at the bigger picture, you can see those southeasterly winds turning more southerly through the day. Expect a breezy and warm day, and just so you can kind of see how things are moving from west to east, with a few of those splash and dash showers moving through during the afternoon and evening. And here comes that cold front and that will start to exit the area by around midnight through 2 o'clock in the morning, so turning a little bit cooler by early Wednesday. Today, warm and breezy, an isolated shower possible. I've got rain chances around 30%, 82 for a high temperature, so not quite as warm as what we saw yesterday. We made it up to around 85, and then we're heading down to the mid-60s early on Wednesday. Lower 60s north, so you can see some of those cooler pockets, so maybe a light jacket first thing in the morning tomorrow. And then you'll probably want a light jacket on Thursday as we get down to about 57 degrees with lower 50s for places like Punta Gorda and Port Charlotte. But look how quickly we rebound into the 80s. After 79 on Wednesday, we're back up to 82 on Thursday. There's another cold front that we're tracking coming down the pike. So Thursday, Friday, 80s all the way through the weekend. Sunday's the next opportunity for a few showers. And then some chilly air coming back behind that front. Highs in the mid-70s looking ahead to next week. And those low temperatures back down into the 50s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. That is your Gulf Coast weather.
Nestled between the steady hum of two major highways in Fort Myers lies a hidden oasis, a lush green corridor pulsing with life.
The plants are filtering the water.
For Sabine Vandenhende, this wildlife haven is more than just a scenic escape. It's her sanctuary.
My husband tells me when he sees that I'm a little antsy or nervous, he says, go to your happy place, go to the slough.
The 6-mile Cypress Slough Preserve is a narrow ribbon of wetland winding through the heart of Lee County, a place where nature thrives and surprises await around every bend.
It always feels different each time I come in here, and I always feel like I find something I haven't seen before.
From August through October, the slough offers a more immersive experience with guided tours known as the Wet Walk, allowing you to wade through its refreshing, gently flowing water.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going on the path here.
David Minnick has been leading wet walks for 5 years, helping visitors safely navigate their way through the water.
We just try and talk about the science of it.
The biggest challenge isn't the wildlife, but the maze of cypress trees and tangled roots beneath your feet.
Once in a while we'll see a snake on a log. That kind of always catches you by surprise. Generally not in the water. It's just the nature of the science that we're moving along, and our percussion of our footsteps, gentle as they are, and the vibration we make as we move through the water.
The water moves slowly, taking an 11-day journey through the cypress forest before eventually flowing into the Gulf. Along the way, the slough's rich vegetation acts like a natural filter.
We take measurements all along the length of the slough, and we notice that the plants absorb a good number of fertilizers, herbicides, detergents, that stuff that just is in natural runoff. So the water is getting cleaner.
During the rainy season, the slough becomes even more vital, replenishing our aquifer and storing rainwater. Without it, flooding during storms and hurricanes would be much worse.
It's the biggest retention pond in Lee County. I mean, and it's right in the heart. So yeah, we absorb all the excess water in hurricanes.
Beyond its environmental benefits, the slough has served as a living classroom for more than 30 years. The Wet Walk is a field trip favorite for local schools during the week and a weekend retreat for nature lovers.
Oh, the energy is incredible. Yeah, no, that's very rewarding, and like I said, when we get done, everybody is energized.
The story of the slough began in the 1970s when a determined group of local high school students, known as the Monday Group, launched a grassroots campaign to shield the wetland from development. Their efforts sparked a movement, and today their legacy is a reflection of the spirit of the slough.
This place seems to bring the best out of people. We have a rock garden where you can get commemorative rocks, and there's a rock in there that says, "Slough, thank you for healing me," that I think of often. And I think any number of us have just found this is a certain sense of renewal when we come over here and spend some time.
Meteorologist Jason Dunning, Gulf Coast News.